So here we are, the 30th of April, very warm last day of April, and lots of progress in my new garden allotment since I last did an update. So going to do a quick whiz around now. So starting with the greenhouse, which is now looking very full, and my automatic window, which is essential in this weather particularly. So I sowed some tomato seeds quite early on the basis that they would be going in the greenhouse, so could go in before the end of April. So I've got 6 lots here, 3 lots of Roma plums, so those are a sort of small plum tomato, good for eating and cooking, and 3 lots of sweet aperitif, which are cherry tomatoes. And I've got a space here. My plan here is I'm going to put a couple of San Marzanos, which are the best plum tomatoes, as a sort of bit of an experiment. So I've done those on the assumption I'm putting them outside, but I'm going to hopefully have a couple extra and I can put inside and then see whether they do better in or out. Then over here we've got 2 cucumber plants which are going like billy-o, so I put these out yesterday. And then these are my spares basically, so I've got spare Romas and spare cherries and spare cucumbers, so they're really in case anything doesn't quite take, but I'll give them away basically come another week or two if everything's all right. And then down here these are different types of lettuce, and they're sort of mostly pick and sort of come, pick a few leaves and come again. They've germinated now by the look of it, and we'll see what happens. And then under here is these are cucumbers. I decided to put the courgettes. What am I talking about? So these are 3 courgette plants, and I'll see how they go. They sort of sit on this thing which Marion bought years ago, which waters them. You fill it up with water, and it sort of underwaters the thing, which is the bag, which is quite useful because there's not a lot of soil in there and they dry up really quick. So coming around here, I showed this. Now that visibly there's not a lot of change here. So as I mentioned last time, I put the wigwam for the beans, climbing beans, up more than anything so I could work out where it would go and how much room I've got. I planted some shallots last time. They're just starting to poke through. 5, I put 10 in, 5 I can see coming through on the back. Only a couple on the front so far, but hopefully the rest will go. Broad beans, growing quite slowly, but there's plenty of time for those. And then yesterday I put the main, well they're actually early main, so these are main crop potatoes, and I've got sort of 4 in each of these big tums, and there was one spare, so I seed potato spare, so that sort of went in that little pot over there. So these ones, they say early main, so you can pick them sort of late summer or dig them up late summer, but I'll probably leave them till the autumn, and they act as both keep, long-term keep main crop or slightly earlier. And then these are the ones which I planted before the last video I did, and now you can see the leaves are poking through on all of them. These are acoustic, which it's called a second early, so it's basically not the first new potatoes but the sort of second, so into the early midsummer basically. And then nothing in here yet because this is these are where the outdoor tomatoes are going to go, and the strawberries are doing magnificently. And then quick whiz round the seedlings inside. So these have gone absolutely bizarre, balmy bizarrely. So these are the runner beans, which I just sowed last time, but as you can see, they're really getting on. They germinated very quickly and they're going mad. So I think I'll be able to put those out next week. You know, it's still a bit early. We have a very late frost date here. It's mid-May, which is because it's quite high up on the North Downs here in Basingstoke. Anyway, these are my some of my outdoor tomatoes, which I sort of sowed later than the other ones. So these won't go out now till probably sort of towards the end of May. They'll be ready. So there's 2 lots here. I'm only going to use 3 of each, so I will have lots of spares hopefully. And there are 2 types of beef tomato here. And then under here, these are the spare courgettes. I only needed 3, but I've ended up with another, well, I ended up with 10. So there's another 7 here. And then these took a long time to germinate. These are peppers, just regular bell peppers. I'm going to do 2 or 3 plants in the greenhouse, just sit them on top of the staging. But they've not long germinated and they're not ready to be potted on yet. And then up here, so these are the French green beans. These have taken much longer to germinate. These won't be ready to go out yet a while. And they're still germinating. You see, there's not so many. I only actually need 6, but I want more than that because they don't always necessarily take when you plant them. And then I've just potted on these ones. So these are San Marzano, which I mentioned, the best plum tomatoes. And then some Swiss chard. And then these are the sweet corn. As you see, they are growing in toilet rolls, and that's because with sweet corn they really don't like their roots touched. So the best thing to do is just plant the toilet roll, which will the roots all go down underneath, and the toilet roll will rot down in the soil, so it's fine. And these are a load of seedlings which I've got at the back. The sort of ready ones are beetroot, several together in a plug. And then the next couple of rows are spring onions, and I'm going to plant those in the main bed all along the edge. And then even though they appear to be tight together, they'll sort of push themselves apart as they get bigger. And then I've got chives, basil, tarragon and parsley. So again, coming on, so I shall plant those in the trug outside the kitchen door and see how they do. So that's where we are now.